Yes,
I refuse to smile.
Poor baby, you're tired, aren't
you?
I'm
tired. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Danny.
And Wanda.
From the Deep South Homestead. We are in the midst of rain.
It's been raining.
Lots of rain today.
This is what, about 10? 11?
About 10:30 this morning it started. And it has not quit. It
hasn't been really bad except a few times.
The lightning was what was bad.
Yeah, for a little while.
I was watching Amanda from Freedom Acres a while ago, and she's talking about how bad the lightning was there. Hello, Mark. Got two Marks together there. And Glenn. Mama Tried Homestead. She's a bottler. Ms. Jen.
Breathe. Roxanne, My Revival. Lou, just Lou.
Oh, now it's been going too fast to read.
Grandma Rose, Buckeye, 7 Degrees, Maple Berry. JD, Andrea, Kim, and S. Federley. Okay, guys.
Guys, look, I don't know about where y'all are, but we have had some horrendous weather today.
Not as bad as it could have been.
We didn't have any tornadoes, but we had enough rain. I've got gullies that you could put a couch in on my property.
Jay said they had sirens today. Where my daughters were at, the sirens went off twice today. And as far as I know, they didn't have any damage, but the sirens went off. So here in Mississippi, sirens went off all day. Our phones went off like how many times?
Oh, gosh.
20 or better.
It's like every 15 minutes the phones was going off with some kind of warning.
And most of them were tornado warnings. And as far as we know, no tornadoes around here. So
I mean, well, we ain't been nowhere to check either. So
well, nobody's said anything.
Nobody has said anything. Not on Facebook or anything like that.
Rusty said he's about to need a boat to get out of his road.
It's about that way here. Hello, Delane, Tanya.
We're staying dry.
We're staying dry because well, I had to go out to take care of the goats while I go in and put the turkeys up back in the pen and all that kind of stuff. So I got wet while ago.
Checked the chickens, but I didn't get really wet. It had slacked off. Wasn't raining hard when I went out.
Yeah.
My purple raincoat that Dee got me worked just fine, and that's what it's good for. When it's just raining some and I have to go out, she got me a raincoat, and I am loving it. It's just perfect for these light rains like this.
There's the Lourie Family Homestead.
Hey.
There's Miss Beth.
Boo.
Boo.
Scared.
Yeah, they're going to slip in here on us. No lightning here, but it's been raining all day in southern and middle Tennessee. We have had horrendous lightning.
Delane said they had a small
tornado behind their house. Oh, wow.
2 family. Daryl here. Daryl, we got to work with those microphones. We hadn't even had time. I guess we should have today since we were sitting around doing nothing.
Well, I was cracking pecans all day.
Yeah, he did. He cracked quite a few pecans.
Cracked quite a few today. So
he's getting his stash built up in the freezer.
Jen says hot, 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 and dry. Actually, in the morning here, it's going to be 45. The next morning, it's going to be 39 or 40. It's questionable as to which one it's going to be. So we are...
the Irish Family Homestead says, what's going on with the weather? It's crazy.
It's crazy. There's Miss Amanda. Says, we had tornadoes and flood warnings all night. Now it's cold.
It's not cold here yet, but it's cooled off.
It's cooled off drastically.
The sun going down, it's cooling off.
Hello, Miss Sheila. There's our farmer JT.
We're supposed to get it tomorrow, but it
usually calms down before it gets here, Breathe said. So.
And she's in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Domingos Mundo.
He told how to say that, okay?
Yeah, we're probably saying it wrong.
I probably say it wrong. I'm from the South. I say everything wrong.
Mr. John Hendrickson. He said no rain yet. The coast just below us, have they had rain yet?
Yeah, they finally got rain on the coast. In Biloxi, about an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours ago, they started getting rain.
They're only like 45 minutes from us, and they have not had rain all day.
Beth said lightning was so bad last night that she's still glowing. We had lightning so bad here, we won't even know what it struck until it comes daylight tomorrow.
Yeah, because we didn't get out.
Yeah, it was bad. Amanda put up a picture of something.
Looks like
an emoji of something.
Looks like a person waving or something. I'm not 100% sure. Papa Truck's waiting on the rain. Well, it's coming.
Yeah, the Music Well says they still have their plants in the greenhouse. And guys, we didn't even open our greenhouse up today. I just left. I closed one window on one end, but left one door open. So.
Mailman Farm says Billy and Annie are waving from Western Maine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, it's been an interesting week here.
Mundo.
I always say the Domingos Mundo.
Mundo, I said, but it's Mundo.
It's Mundo.
Okay. Sandy's here, and Monique and Terry. We got a lot of
them here. Well, anyway, it's been an interesting week here. I started off my week working on a fence. I've been steady putting up fencing, guys. I mean,
yeah.
Wanda and I went to town one day and got some more fence posts. The metal ones. I come home, my neighbor, Mr. Darrell, he came over and drove the fence posts for me because I can't drive them because of my neck. But then...
That was after... Well, they haven't seen all the videos yet. Okay?
No, they haven't seen all the videos.
We didn't do any videos with Darrell.
No, we didn't do any videos on that, but I mean, that's what we did do.
But so far, y'all have seen a couple of the videos, and we've got a couple more coming up next week. Monday and Wednesday, if nothing happens, or sometime next week, of putting up fence. And the third section that he's talking about, we haven't videoed any of that.
Right.
Wait, no, we didn't any.
No,
well, I videoed you pulling it.
You might have. I don't. Yeah, you may have videoed me pulling it with a tractor.
But I don't think we used it anywhere.
We haven't used it anywhere.
And we like one more line, the fourth line. And
the fourth side. We got to go to town and get more wire for that and post. Yeah.
And we will have it ready for the girls to go over and start enjoying on the feast. Tammy I.M. says you helped her with the fence stuff. She needed that
info bad. Yes, we're not through yet, Tammy. Yeah. There's a lot more to come.
We got the
we got 2 more videos.
2 more. One is joining the wire, and what's the other? Oh, using a come along.
Using a come along. How to use a come along and do it. Yeah.
And then we've got the Homestead box, which goes right along with that, guys.
Right along with it. You're gonna love that Homestead box this month. I'm gonna tell you, it is.
It goes right along, perfect with Danny's stuff. So it was all Danny this time.
Yeah.
That'll come out one day next week. I'm not sure which.
It will be one of them. I don't know which.
Yeah.
Delane says you can also use your loader bucket to shove T-posts in the ground. Yeah, you can. It's just that I'm so picky about it being straight that even though we drove them by hand, I was still very, very picky. It says, hey, Danny, how's homesteading getting real?
Well, between the weather,
the
economy,
the weather, the world situations that's going on, putting up fencing, dealing with neighbors. I mean,
everything is
picking gardens, picking berries.
But even with all that, everybody's got to learn. Even seasoned people like us, has got to learn some new tactics in homesteading because. Right now with the weather, it's nothing like it was last year.
My corn is only this tall, and it should be this tall.
Yeah, our corn, everything's slowed down. So we're having to learn new gardening ways. Even though we've done it for years, it changed.
Yeah.
So homesteading's just got real. It's all about learning continuously.
Yeah, it's becoming a new lesson for us with this solar minimum taking place. We are having to go back and rethink a lot of things. Some of our stuff we've replanted twice, and it still hasn't come up. The ground's just too cold. And we should already have the stuff up 6 inches higher or higher.
All the peas and everything should be up about 6 or 8 inches, and it's barely popped the ground. They're barely a couple of inches tall because it's just too cool.
Yeah.
And all the tomatoes seem to be doing good, but they're not perky. I mean, the
tomatoes are probably 12 to 16 inches tall, but they're not. They're just not as dark green and beautiful looking like they need to be.
They're not as perky looking and not just branching out yet.
Hello, John. Good to see you on, my friend.
Hey, Mr. Dirt. We probably will be buffering, and you may have to come back and watch it tomorrow. I understand that because we are really having a lot of issues
with the rain and the weather. Yes.
It may be the whole thing with this rain, so we'll just kind of keep talking for a little bit. If you guys can hang in with us,
hang in with us. If you can't, we'll come back and watch it tomorrow. Come back
and watch tomorrow and see if it's any better. We haven't lost our tomatoes yet.
Cindy, we haven't lost anything yet, but they're talking about 39 degrees to 40 here tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow morning, the next morning. And it's just
It's buffering. It's going to get back below freezing for the next. That's out of Idaho hillbilly. Yeah, a lot of people are bouncing back and forth between 80 degrees and 30, and
yeah.
Ours has been staying pretty much less than 70. We haven't hit 80 in a few days.
We hadn't hit 80 in
a week or better.
A week or better, and that was just one day of it. Now this coming week we've got a day, one or 2 days we're gonna get up to 80, but the rest of the week's gonna be in the 60s and low 70s.
Mr. Dirt said it's the NSA. They got half the
bandwidth to make a copy.
That's probably true.
And two, I don't know if y'all knew it, but Israel just attacked Syria just a little while ago.
Well, they attacked the
Iranian base in Syria.
So if you haven't heard that, that's the newest thing within an hour.
Within the last hour or so. So guys, look, I don't know how to tell y'all, but Syria plays a huge part in biblical history and biblical prophecy. The Bible, and I remember this will be my all God's children if I ain't careful. I mean,
Marshall Farm says they'll be picking their first English peas next weekend. Ours have English peas, but
English peas all over them, but I don't think
they're quite ready.
Of course, they may be. I don't know. We haven't really
went and filled of them.
I haven't had time.
So busy. We just ride by and look and go, oh, those are so pretty and they look good.
Yeah, they're like 3 feet tall, but I mean they're just blooms. It looks like it snowed out there. Everything's so white with blooms.
Idaho hillbilly said he's been reading up on the year without a summer. Very interesting. That was probably mind-boggling.
Yes.
Because it's happened before, and there's nothing new under the sun. Everything happens over and over and over. And since everything keeps happening, what means it won't happen again?
Yeah, that's
the burden of Damascus. Yes,
the burden of Damascus, time to sow. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Damascus, according to scriptures, will be completely annihilated before the end. The Bible teaches us that nothing will be able to live there but just wild animals. It won't even be fit for human life no more because it'll be so toxic. And so when I seen everybody starting to bomb over in Syria around Damascus and Dumas and all around those places, man, it's like the prophecy wheels are just fixing to start turning.
And Charlotte said we have beautiful greens we put up. Yeah, and that's not all of them. We left almost as many in the field that we've got to put up.
We probably don't have half of them yet. And
with this rain?
This rain, they're going to just... Yeah, they're going to be Cadillacing. Now, we put up... How many jars did we put up so far? 30-something?
Yeah, it's over 30. I forgot now how many. 35 or something?
Like 35 jars. Quart jars.
Quart jars of greens right now. And probably 20-something, maybe 25 or better have the roots in them.
Have the roots in them, yeah.
So we've got greens for a long time. And we've still got probably, if we cleaned the field tomorrow, we'd still probably put up at least 14 to 20 quarts more.
Oh, yeah. Hall says we're about to run out of wood to heat that we put up for the year. And look, that's what I keep trying to tell people. There's certain things on a homestead that needs to be prepped on. I did have a Back to the Land one about that. Here a while back about people forget about you got to have oak trees, and it just you've got to have it for cooking and for heating or anything like that. And woodbine, yes, we did get the winds last night. We got them this morning.
Yeah, a lot this morning. And Mr. John said he used his microrhizobial granules on the peas, 5 feet tall, snow white blooms.
That's the way ours are. Ours are up like we use the same. We use the granules on ours, the mycorrhizal bacteria, and they are like 3 feet tall and snow white. There's Scratch Made.
I'm eating greens I picked today. Oh, Tammy, they're so good. We had greens for a couple of days, and we get some more. Cadillac and greens.
Yes. And that's one thing we've noticed that where we're starting to ramp up, like I told y'all before, we're going to start ramping up more cool weather stuff. I think we're going to have that in the years to come. We're going to start picking out more things that will grow better in cooler weather. certain ones of the English peas, the green beans, carrots, broccolis, and cabbages, and stuff like that. Things that do real good in cool weather, things that we're going to really focus on.
Yeah. We're still going to plant things because we have a longer summer period usually. So even peas and stuff, if it ever warms up, would still grow here. But we're going to try and can as much as possible. That's why we're canning the greens.
Yeah.
Danny and I won't eat this much greens in a year probably, but we don't know what the future holds.
We don't know what the future may hold.
So we're going to can. We have the Lourie family here now. If something happens and we have to have food, we still have some food. They'll come over. They'll help. This year, hopefully, they're planning on helping some with the garden and different things. Plus, they're starting their own little garden, even though they're not here full-time yet. They planted some peas, strawberry, not peas, potatoes, strawberries, and some fruit trees like blueberries and, was it an orange?
They got peaches, oranges, apples.
Orange apples, yeah. They're getting their fruit trees in and things like that they know will continue.
The question was asked us when they was looking for land, should they be looking for anything that has diseases on it and all that kind of stuff? Well, more than that, when you go to purchase land, you need to make sure you have a water source on it, whether it's a creek, a pond, a well. Do not depend on municipality waters. You got to have water to survive. Make sure you got plenty of trees on the property because you're going to have wood to heat with. Just make sure this is on the property. That's more than important than looking for diseases.
Says I live in the Texas Panhandle. What's a tree? It's the thing that we have that's big and tall.
Yeah, big and tall. It's not like a what do they have? Mesquite? Maybe mesquite there or something. John Hinkster said, I made a large order of cool weather seeds yesterday to vacuum seal and put in refrigerator storage. That's wise, John, because we're fixing to do the same thing.
Kenny said he was out in the Grand Canyon last week, and they were already under water restriction level 3, which is pretty strong.
That's pretty strong, yeah. I have been seeing that. People talking about, remember the lady who is on one of our subs talking about they're really
with their
cutting
water.
back on water out there.
She's in Arizona near the Grand Canyon.
Now, Scratch Made's right. No municipalities. Try to stay away from municipalities as much as you can. Maybe Brian will catch that one. Lourie, how do y'all like the tiny house? Brian can answer that one, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're going to
wood and water, top priorities, yes.
Yeah. We're going to try this week, if things get to where we can, and get Danny and Brian to sit down and do a little talk. And if you follow Lourie Family Homestead, that's one thing we've been sending y'all their way. They have the build on the tiny house, where he built it from the trailer up. He also is showing a little tour. Somebody asked about the tour, because I only put a teaser up on Deep South of the inside.
Right.
And he does a tour. He's planning on doing more of a tour since he's over there right now. And he's going to be working on it. He's going to be doing some projects.
Yeah, he's got several projects he's going to do around the tiny house. Now, I helped him get the electricity hooked up. I went ahead and wired it all into the boxes for him, wired his trailer up for him. Got the house all ready to go so that they could have some electricity and lights in it and stuff like that. So, you know, we spent a whole day helping him do that. We enjoyed it. Reconnected successfully. We're back. Yeah, we keep having these issues with our satellite system because it's raining still here.
Oh, it's giving it time. Okay.
Give it time. There we go.
I'm guessing.
Yes, the weather is pretty bad here, so
it's raining.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people says it hasn't buffered with me yet.
Yeah, it just goes back and forth.
Yeah, it's going to be back and forth, y'all. We just hang in there. Okay. Oh, let's see.
I don't even have my tablet. Hold on. You just keep talking.
What are they asking?
I don't know.
Oh, she's... Wanda freaks out when she doesn't have her tablet in front of her. I don't care. I mean, you know, I'll just say whatever comes to my mind, but she's a little bit OCD on that part.
Yeah, because if there's something I want to remember And after we get off, I'm going, oh yeah, that was on my list. So
we did the air fryer this week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, and I did it today. I made, y'all, I've got a video coming up. It's going to be pretty cool. Actually, it was supposed to be a different video. We were supposed to be making candy corn jello. Somebody at the gathering gave me 2 packs of jello. I guess it's jello pudding, and you're supposed to mix them together, and it's supposed to make candy corn jello. Well, Heather and I did that video, and for whatever reason, mine didn't gel. It was more still like a malty mix. And so from there, I invented a candy corn pancake.
Yeah.
And that turned out pretty cool. And I sent Brian and Heather one home, and I'm not sure what they thought, but she had eaten one earlier today and she really liked it. So I'm pretty sure it was pretty okay with her.
Oh yeah, I'm
so
sure.
we're going to combine the 2 videos into one, and instead of candy corn jello, it's going to end up being candy corn pancake with what was supposed to be jello. It's going to be a weird video.
Okay, Rebecca says, are y'all selling sweet potato slips?
Not yet.
Not yet. Because it's still too cold everywhere in the country. We are not.
And we haven't even gotten ours out.
We've only got about.
We did 2 rows.
Oh, we got 3 rows.
3 rows?
3.5 rows.
Right.
We got 3.5 rows. Me and Amanda planted one, so we've got close to 300 planted right now.
Yeah. So we need.
I need about 400 more planted, and then I'll be able to sell what I have left. But we've only got around 300 out right now.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, they're not growing. They're just sitting there because it's so cold.
Yeah. But with the air fryer, I'm liking it. I've done, I took tater tots, wrapped them in bacon, and I think I had brown sugar and bacon, and put them in there. And man, those were some awesome little side dish thingies.
Yeah.
So we've done a little of everything with the air fryer. I'm trying it with everything, and we're.
I'm loving it because I actually get to eat some things that I used to like to eat that's been fried, and it's a little different now. I'm not going to say that it's exactly like it is, but you know what? Sometimes you just have to learn to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, when you fry something in oil, you get that greasy feeling, and everything is kind of. I mean, it's oily. Just face it. If you fry it in oil, it's oily. So when you fry it with the air, there's no oil. I put most everything, I like his fries and stuff, I massage in coconut oil on the potatoes or the sweet potatoes. So it has a touch of oil so it doesn't just dry out. And I think that makes a huge difference by rubbing the coconut oil into his fries before cooking them.
Chris, no, you cannot put a whole chicken in this thing.
No, it's enough for 2 people.
Yeah.
The little pancake, I mean, the pan's about this big. So, and about this deep. So it's like a giant pancake, kinda. So it's not real big, and you can only do enough French fries for 2 people. It's not like you can do a bunch at one time.
Yeah. Good night, Danny and Leslie. It says raining so hard they got to get in out more of that metal roof.
Bye, Scratch.
Tennessee is cold too. My seeds are very slow to germinate and may lose them. City Homestead, yeah, that's a problem we're facing here. Well, most of my seeds I started in the greenhouse except for the green beans. Now, we've planted contender green beans. I've saved my own seeds for probably 20 years. This is the first year we've replanted twice, and I don't think half of them's probably come up still. The ground is so cold.
Our rattlesnake beans are almost all up.
Yeah, the rattlesnake beans have come up.
The contenders, no. I've planted twice and still no.
Still nothing, yeah.
I saw Bandana Grandma jumped in.
Yeah, there she is. Hey, JD, she says.
Well, we'll have to try again with the green beans because we really want plenty, and we're going to be relying on the rattlesnake beans.
Yeah, because I mean, it looks like the rattlesnake beans was just an experiment for us last year. It turned out so well, we figured this year we would do the rattlesnake beans.
And we've got a whole fence of them.
Yeah, we've got probably we got 3 panels. That's 16, 32, 48 feet.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get rid of this stuff out of my way here. Okay.
So we're trying to do this year, I'm trying to plan how much we need to survive at least a year plus. And that's kind of where I'm going with my canning. That's where homesteading just got real. We've eaten so much of our canned goods this year with people in and out. We've downed our supply, so we've got to not only put a year's supply up, but we've got to build up some more. And green beans is the one thing that we have a huge supply of still.
Yeah.
But I don't want to chance not putting up green beans. At least, I mean, 40, 50 jars at least of green beans. I would love to put up 60 or 80.
Yeah, we usually do over 100 a year.
Yeah. So, you know, we've got to have that many. Carrots, our carrots are looking awesome. This weather's perfect for our carrots. So we're hoping to put up a lot of carrots. But I'm not taking a chance because with the things going on in the world, I told Danny when we go to town, I'm going by and buying organic carrots, and I'm going to can some so that we do have some here. And ever so often, I'm going to buy enough to do a canner of carrots and build my carrot supply because that's one thing he can eat. And we can't grow enough carrots for us to have enough all year. We're probably down to maybe 12 or 15 jars
12 or 15 jars of carrots left in the cellar.
Yeah, and so that freaks me when we get down to that amount because we did have jars and jars and jars and jars. Now we're down to just a few, and the carrots is the one thing that I need more of. So I'm going to have to bite the bullet, buy a few organic carrots. No matter that I don't like it, I'm going to have to because I'm not chancing it, guys. You shouldn't either. If we're not going to be able to grow as much, you need to be finding a good source somewhere to get what you need and to figure a year supply plus. That's kind of what I'm thinking, a year plus whatever over it.
Hoss, check, I mean, I think somebody put it in there, but check out Grower Solutions on a greenhouse. We get their information here all the time. They probably have the larger selection of greenhouse, not only the greenhouses, but material to grow in greenhouses.
I think it's called Grower Supply.
Grower Supply. I'm sorry, Grower Supply. They have just tons of greenhouses, tons of greenhouse stuff. Now, me personally, I like the clear polycarbonate panels because I don't want to have to be changing plastic. I'd rather do something once. It's going to cost a little more, but I do it. It's for life, you know, and that's.
And somebody asked about hey, Stephanie, asked about string beans. I can in the canner. I can my string beans in a canner, in a pressure canner, because you can do them in a water bath, but you cook them way, way longer, and it's just safer to go ahead and pressure can the string beans.
Yes. Let's see here. Let's figure out where I'm at here. I gotta get caught up on my things here.
I saw Papa Truck picked up a bunch of dried goods, pinto beans and stuff for his storage. We have a lot of dried beans. Danny and I are not big on eating dried foods, especially dried beans. We have that.
Yeah, we have rice, tons of dried beans, tons of dried rice.
Things like that, but we don't eat it that often. Granted, we have it if we ever have to eat it, but
7 degrees off cool. We have the same thing. Our strawberries are blooming, but usually we put hoop houses over them.
And we didn't do it this time.
We put plastic over them, and normally ours are loaded with berries this time of the year. But right now we're just getting a few berries along as you go. But you can force bloom them if you do that. What is a good pressure canner? I have to get one. We just use it. No, not Mirror. That's the old
Presto?
One. We just use a Presto. Now the Great American canner is fine if you got a big giant commercial oven. But if you got a stove, but if you've got a glass top, I just would say go with the Presto,
smaller
the smaller Presto.
Yeah, because we have a glass top, and two, I don't want to pick that heavy canner up. The one we have is heavy enough for me to deal with. So most people really like the All-American.
Yeah.
And if we had an outdoor kitchen, or we had something where it was a big giant gas stove or something that could hold that canner, it would be different. But I'm not putting it on a glass top.
Yeah, we just use the Presto canner, the 7-quart Presto canner. Ain't that right? When it's 7?
I think it's a Presto.
Yeah.
I don't know what quart it is. It just holds 7 quarts. Oh, that's what you mean. It holds 7 quarts.
Yeah.
Or 9 pints. What kind of herb teas do we grow? I have herbs of almost
just about anything
you can imagine. I just got through working on my herb garden today, and I'm going to do a video later this week if this rain don't kill it. My herb garden's looking great. I have oregano. Let's see what else. I've got cilantro. Then I've got aloe vera, moringa, stevia, lemon balm. And for grizz, I have catnip, and my catnip came out, grizz, just saying. We have spearmint, peppermint. Last year I had lavender. I haven't gotten any lavender yet. I have sage, and then I have pineapple sage. In the backyard I have yarrow. We have comfrey. What else? I can't remember.
So I was reading comments here.
I'm trying to remember what else.
She's pretty much named a lot of them.
Yeah, I have a lot.
Yeah, Brian said their connection's so bad over there they'll have to go.
Yeah. I don't have chamomile. That's something I've not been able to grow.
Yeah.
I think we have wild chamomile out in the field. We have wild chamomile around here. So if I need that, I can get it in our field. When is Crazy Days? Crazy Days is the name of my channel, and it's Dazes. If you type in crazy and Dazes, days, you will come up with my channel, and that's where I put all the a lot of the cooking and just weird stuff that I want to do is over on Crazy Days.
Yeah. New Day Farm says, hello, are y'all surviving the storms? Yes, we have survived them. Our property we don't know about till tomorrow when we actually can go out and look, though.
Do we still have moringas for sale? I have some that I planted that are up in the greenhouse. It's just that I can't ship them because I might could send you some seeds, or JM at the Nut House might can send you some seeds if you want to message me. When does Wanda have her Crazy Days live? Just whenever I feel like it. It's one of those kiss my grits type days, and I just go live. Yeah. So I never know. I wanted to set up a certain time of the day and just go live once a week. It's just hard for me to do that because I never know what we're doing from day to day. And so it just whenever. Oh. I have a moringa that's about 8 foot in a pot. I just put my moringa that was in the greenhouse back into my herb garden today.
Flip Fly Moon Pie says, how are your blackberries? They are fantastic.
Awesome. Video coming up on Crazy Days.
Yep.
In the morning, hopefully, if I can get it up. You will see the blackberries.
Yes.
Start the red line back a bit.
Yeah, they're having trouble knowing where to start.
Yeah, I got you.
How do you dehydrate sweet potatoes? Just like you do anything else?
Well, I take...
Do you soak yours first?
No. I take and slice the sweet potatoes real thin. We have one of those old, what is it called? The slicer?
Oh, Salad Master.
A Salad Master slicer, and it slices them like potato chip thin. And I lay them in the dehydrator, and you can soak them, I guess, if you wanted to or something, but then you just got to pull that much more moisture out.
Yeah, you could, but a lot of people find out that once you pre-cook something a little bit, it dehydrates a lot faster. So,
hey, Karen from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
But the ones I did last year, I just sliced them thin, laid them on the cookie sheet. I mean, not cookie sheet, the dehydrator. Put them in there and dehydrated them. And I'm going to be doing some more this year. I've got a video coming up in a few weeks on using some dehydrated sweet potatoes.
Kenny, I've not heard of. I think. Well, I'm not going to say I haven't heard of. I have heard of a product called Sluggo, but I'm not sure if it's the same thing that you're talking about. And someone in the chat may know a little bit more about it than I do.
I don't sell moringa powder. No. And we did not get hacked. What happened was Danny one of the updates
turned on my Cortana.
Yeah, and every time I think we were talking, and he said something to me like, "Okay, Google it," talking about whatever we were talking about, telling me to Google something. And when you say "Okay, Google,"
It automatically
comes on and it says, I'm listening. So that happened twice, and it freaked him out, but he turned all that off.
I went back in the computer and turned it all off. Well, Wayne, no, we did not miss the storm. The storm hit us dead on. We had a lot of bad weather today, but had no losses that we know of. We really won't know till tomorrow because lightning was striking everything around us here. All
right, Julie. See you later, because it is the weather's making everybody go in and out. Mapleberry said they'd just like to see the snow go away. They still have 2 feet on their property. Golly, they're in Canada.
Okay, Paul, let's see here. Tammy says, do blackberry have thorns? Ours don't, but there are lots of them in the wild that do.
They're talking Papa Truck.
Abby said she typed in Crazy Days. It's not D-A-Y-Z. It's D-A-Z-E-S.
Yeah, D-A-Z-E-S. Quake Lake has the link to it. You just click on that link and it should take you to it.
Teresa Parrish, I would take the Hoss tools that I would purchase would be the Hoss Cedar or the Hoss High Arch Wheel Hoe. Those are the 2 favorites that I have that I think are a must in case anything happens where we can't get fuel or anything like that. At least with those 2 pieces of equipment, you can still plant a garden.
Yeah.
Yes, Olin, it is still pouring rain here also, and it is affecting our signal, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. When you built your potato bin, did you say you used bread rack trays? Yes.
Yes.
If you can find some old bread rack trays or anything significant like that, it's perfect for those.
It's perfect for that because you can fix them where they slide in and out so that you can get to your potatoes.
Ooh. Miss Faye said they have had about 7 inches of rain so far and it's still pouring. Whoa. Have you checked our gauge?
I haven't checked our gauge. I imagine we've had close to 4 or 5 inches,
yeah.
if not more.
That's just crazy.
Linda says they are under a blizzard warning right now, and they've already had tons of snow. That's just, guys, I know y'all have to be sick of that. I mean, we only had it for just a couple of 3 or 4 days, and we were already tired of it.
I was tired of it in the first
15 minutes. I was already tired of it. But y'all who have it up there for months on end.
I feel for you. I mean, I really do. It's not my thing. I like the South. It may get hot during the summer, but I like it better than I do being snowed in.
Yeah, it's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, what else we got going on our thing here?
Okay. Mainly, we're going to talk about the Lourie family getting moved in. So if anybody, go check the Lourie family out.
They
keep up with them. We wanted to give a shout out. We've had a lot of people asked us, especially single ladies, asked us about me doing things, how I would do things and all. But I'm not single. I still have Danny to help. There's a lot of things that I tried, like the Hoss tools, and I'm always trying things regardless so I can see that a woman can do it, and I'm trying to show you guys. But I still have Danny, and I still rely on Danny a lot. But we have somebody that Danny's been watching religiously.
It's 2 ladies I watch very religiously.
And both of them, the first one we started watching early on.
Oh, I started watching this one probably as soon as we started doing YouTube.
Well, both of them almost.
Well, really. Both of them really, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, both of them he watched pretty much from the beginning. But one of them in particular, the one I'm thinking of, she works by herself. She has the most beautiful home, beautiful land.
Yes.
Animals. If something needs doing, she's there. She's just jumping in, doing it.
Yeah.
And so you want to tell them who that is, and they need to go check her out?
Yeah, y'all need to go check this lady's channel out. It's Annie Farmer. Annie Farmer's a great lady. She's been by herself for many years. She's learned to work hard. Her daddy taught her well. She has a beautiful log home. That I don't know her whole story.
She can paint.
She is a great artist.
She's a great artist.
She does great paintings. And anybody that can paint red barns and not get paint on them.
Yeah, her hair was like this, only it's twice as long as mine.
Long blonde hair that hangs way down to her waist.
Down, and she's painting, and she didn't even get paint in her hair. I would have had it all over me.
Yeah, Annie's a great lady for that. I mean, she
does a lot with tools.
She tills her garden. Yeah. I mean, she builds her buildings. I mean, she's just a hardworking lady. That's all I can say.
So you guys check out Annie Farmer.
Yeah, I want to give her a shout out.
And it's ANNIE.
Yeah.
And Farmer, FARMER, Annie Farmer. And then what's the other one?
My sweetheart, Amanda from Freedom Acres. I love that girl.
She's a very hard worker.
Very hard worker. Me and her got out and worked, and
she kept up.
I almost had. Yeah, there was a couple of times there that I almost had to quit. You know, I was like,
man, she almost outdone him.
She almost outdone me because my neck and shoulders were hurting so bad till you know, I was just like,
it's freezing up.
You know, it was one of those things. Let's see here. Yes, moringa will grow in North Carolina if you bring it inside during the winter and keep it pruned back where it makes more of a bush than a tree. It will do just fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we keep popping in and out.
Yeah. The weather is pretty bad.
Yeah, so
here.
your daughter's getting it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so y'all check out Annie Farmer and Freedom Acres.
Freedom Acres. Amanda is just fantastic with what she does. She is doing the best she can right now as a single mom raising a young daughter. Annie's a little bit older. She's already raised her son, and she's by herself.
She's not our age. She's probably in her 40s, maybe.
I think she may be in her 40s.
Somewhere along in there. She said, what, you didn't let on? I wasn't sure I could keep up with you. He will not tell you when he's tired.
I will not tell you when I'm hurting or tired.
But there was a couple of times he said, man, I almost had to tell Amanda I got to stop.
Yeah.
Because it was getting...
It was between my shoulder blades and my neck where I broke all that. It was starting to hurt so bad. I was just like, but I said, I'm not going to quit. I'll suffer through it.
Yeah. Chris Peters says she's single. Yeah, both of them are single women.
Both of them are single women, but...
You know, you
got to be a special guy for Amanda. Yeah. I don't know anything about Annie, but Annie probably ain't even looking for a guy. She's too dadgum intelligent and hardworking. But
anybody that ends up Freedom Acres, if she chooses anybody, has to come through Deep South.
You got to go through me first because I'm gonna be like her second daddy.
We're gonna be scrutinizing anybody, so she probably won't tell us she's even dating anybody till it's too late.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'll have probably have something to say about that.
Yeah, only special people.
Yeah.
Hurricane season begins in June. Yeah. Not too far off.
That's it. BJ Stacy says, I love being
her sub.
Being her sub, you know, and okay, Quake Lake was talking about Jen in the house. Okay. But anyway, we had other videos went up this week. We, you know, I had porch time about where did we go wrong, and it just a lot of things I've seen here lately made me realize as parents we've made a lot of mistakes in our lives about the way we raise our children.
Yeah, Catherine said Amanda's in her 20s. Yes. But we were talking about Annie Farmer. I think she's in her 40s.
I think so.
So you've got two different women that are single and making it on their own and really doing a great job. So for all you single women that are looking for women doing it, making a good go with the homesteading, and I'll check both of them out.
Check those channels out because I'm going to tell you, Amanda is a fantastic lady. I mean, I know she's on her parents' property.
But she's working hard.
But she's working like a Trojan horse. I mean, she's out there every day.
And she cans probably more than I did last year. She cans so much stuff. And I think she's already gotten started this year on some stuff. I know she's done some chicken and things like that because she cans a lot of things. Yeah.
She does a great job. I think Amanda would give any guy a run for their money. LOL. Oh.
She says, I can see it now.
Calling on a first date from the bathroom. Yeah, that's true.
All right, Danny. This guy said da 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 da. What do I think?
Yeah.
You know, what do I do?
That's it.
Or maybe Danny can hook up an earpiece so as you're talking to him, he can hear and tell you what to say.
I'll set you up with a surveillance system now. We'll wire you.
That's wrong. Okay, so you were talking about porch time. Where do we go wrong?
Yeah. It's, you know, as parents, well, we made a lot of mistakes. I know I did. I made a lot of mistakes growing up. There's actually no book on perfect parenting other than the Bible, and you know most of us don't take that advice. Let you make all the decisions in life you need to make when you're still young and don't have sense enough to make them. Like, what am I going to do for a career for the rest of my life? Where am I going to school? Who's going to be a marriage mate for me? All these things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's us. Jim, we've been having a lot of issues with the, yeah, it's freezing up on most everybody.
Yeah.
It keeps freezing and popping. I'm watching this. It's not come back green yet.
Yeah, it keeps jumping in and out.
It's buffering.
But anyway, it's buffering, and that's okay. We'll keep going. They can watch it tomorrow.
The lunchtime with...
Yeah, that's one thing we were doing. We decided that we might start this as a series, lunchtime with Danny and Wanda.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally when we're just sitting out on the porch, we may do some little talk on something. Because that's what we do when we're eating lunch. We just sit there and chit-chat back and forth.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just something we may do off and on. It won't be like a scheduled thing. It'll just be when we feel like setting the camera up or something. Then he hit the computer issue we talked about a while ago.
Yeah, we talked about the computer issue a while ago, about how it did what it did and why it did what it did. It's all these updates. And I talked to my neighbor, and he was telling me that you'd really be better off to turn all your updates off and just not even let your computers update and only download and upload whatever you need on your computer, and just don't let them update.
Yeah. Okay, and our turnips, we talked about our turnips a while ago. We've canned quite a bit of turnips this week.
We have.
That was something that we did.
Still got a lot to go.
First of the week. The year without a summer. Danny did that yesterday.
Yes. That was actually something that probably shocked a lot of people. And then I've seen a lot of people that said they studied it in school. They just forgotten about it.
You know, I don't remember hearing about all that. And it was a little shocking. We had somebody send us a link and got to checking all that out. And we're like, whoa. I mean, because I'd never heard it before. So it was a little different.
Yeah.
And when you get to putting a bunch of the things together, not that we're not going to have a summer this year, but it seems like our spring hasn't even gotten here for most people. We're having spring weather, but spring is something we don't have a whole lot of anymore.
That's right.
So we're loving it. It's wonderful for us, but people up north are not. They're not even to the
spring part yet. And well, the thing about it is as this solar minimum, if it keeps going like science says it's going to be going, then we could very well have, you know, a year without a summer.
Within the next few years.
Within the next few years, yeah. That's why I think that God's given us a little bit of time that we need to prepare.
Yeah. And then last was helping neighbors with the tiny house. So we talked about that. So pretty much we've had a busy week. We've not had time to just chill much till today. And Brian and Heather were over, and we just kind of chilled, and Danny cracked pecans, and Heather and I worked on videos, and just talked all day. So watch the rain.
Yeah.
Are you guys mechanics? Well, Danny can mechanic.
I'm a mechanic. I went to college to be a mechanic, but I don't know who he's talking to. Because Yo Rick up there said, what is that crescent wrench next to your names? He doesn't realize that makes him a moderator.
Oh, I see.
He's asking the moderators, are you guys mechanics? No, they're moderators. If somebody gets out of line on our channel, they have the authority to ban them or put them in timeout or do whatever they need to do, because we don't have time to actually stop right here and go into our chat and take care of them. That's their job. we've found that there are very qualified people to do this.
Yeah, so we don't have to sit here and try to monitor the chat. We try to read it, but it goes by so fast that we may not catch everything.
Yeah.
We just catch things off and on. Hey, active agent. She said it's warm in theory day and cold at night.
Yeah.
In the day and cold at night. That's what it is. And she's in California. So.
Oh, gosh. Oh, y'all, excuse me. I'm starting to yawn. Oh.
Okay.
Let's see. Where else?
We're over most of our stuff because I didn't have a whole lot. I'm just pretty much done.
That's all right. I mean, it's been one of them
days. Y'all got
days.
any questions? Go for it, you know. So you have anything you want to ask or whatever you want to do, go for it today. OIC. Oh, okay.
Somebody's asking, what does OIC mean?
OIC.
Yeah, that's what it means.
I don't understand all this stuff. Wake up, mister. Amanda's telling you to wake up.
Yeah, my daughter's telling me. Just woke up from a long nap. The weather has made me so sleepy. That's what's wrong with me. I'm sitting here. I got a metal roof right over my head. And I'm listening to that rain raining on it. And it's actually making me sleepy. Tim McWilliams says the New Madrid fault is way overdue for an earthquake. And that is exactly right. That is exactly right. And Amanda, wake up.
That's what she's talking
about. I know, but think about it, Amanda. When you were here, you kept me up till midnight, almost every night.
Yeah.
And I stayed right there with you, though.
And Adrian came, and we stayed up late.
We stayed up late, yeah.
When Jen and Sheila were here, we were up late.
We were up late, yeah.
No, we just had a time of it.
Yeah, Amanda, it does sound like heaven. The rain, we put this new beaded ceiling up in our studio room here. We done that because the beaded ceiling reminds me of the old-timey porches on the houses. And that's kind of one of the things I want the studio room to remind me of. It's just like going out on a porch.
And we've got an excellent thing going here.
We're fixing to redo
the wall. Not redo. We hadn't done anything yet. It's not
well, yeah, we did redo it because it had vinyl on it. But
oh, yeah, I guess so, technically. Okay, somebody asked.
Olin asked, where do you get your poles from? I'm guessing he's talking about for our fence poles.
Yeah.
We get them from DeSoto here in Wiggins. They're $14 for a 10-foot post, 8 inches in diameter. But you need to carry a trailer up there unless you're going to load them by hand because them jokers are heavy.
Did the moringa that was in the greenhouse survive?
Yes.
I planted it today in my herb garden.
Yes.
Now, the ones that were in the herb garden, I had 3 in there. None of those survived the cold that I know of. They hadn't come back out yet.
Amanda says, you love that we have the best talks. We do. If there's anybody in this world that understands me, it's Amanda. I can sit down and talk to her, and it's just like she understands every word that comes out of my mouth.
Christy Bett says she's visiting friends she hadn't seen in 4 years, but they went to bed, so she's catching up with Deep South.
Let's see here.
Quake Lake
Lakes. I guess I do know that Yellowstone has an unusual amount of lava arriving to the surface. That is scary. That could be another Great Tambora, if you know what I'm talking about, if you watch my video. Danny, do you know the name of the strawberry plant we got from you? No, I do not. I've had that strawberry for about 26 years, and when I bought it then, I did not know what it is. I know it's an everbearing.
Yeah, it's just everbearing.
Because it bears all summer long.
What's the best tomato we found? Amish paste.
The Amish paste.
We like those better because they're more meaty. They're not as there's not as much juicy juice in it. It's more meat, and it makes the best tomato sauce and ketchup. Plus, they produce better. We got more out of them than any other.
Anthony Thompson says, where do you get comfrey? We got ours from Old Alabama Gardener. I don't know if we have any yet that's big enough to divide and sell any or not.
No, probably not yet.
Probably not quite yet.
Where did we grow up? I grew up in Columbia, Mississippi, and you grew up in?
I grew up
Wiggins.
About 15 miles from here.
Wiggins, Mississippi.
Wiggins, Mississippi.
We're both Mississippi people.
I'm a Wigginite.
I'm a Colombian.
Yeah. Tammy says, does comfrey grow from a seed or a plant? It depends on which comfrey you get. If you get block 4, it comes from a plant root. If you get block 14 or 15. I can't remember which one it is. It grows from a seed.
How are we going to protect our trees from the grand solar minimum? Not very well. It's
Not
just
very
we
well.
have too much. We are not going to be able to cover everything. We plant so much, plus our whole yard is a edible landscape, and there's no way we can cover everything. It'll be changing what grows, watching what does grow, what survives, and changing with the times. That's all you can do. You know, if it doesn't grow, like our lemon tree and all this stuff, we got a lemon tree and put it in a pot. It will come in the house or in the greenhouse. We will start that kind of stuff and see if it works. Where the ones outside, our orange tree, our satsuma, we lost the satsuma that we planted last year. It totally died. The orange tree almost died. We probably have a third of it left that's coming back out, and we lost the lemon tree. So citrus probably won't grow for us anymore. Our banana trees may not do anything, so they haven't so far.
Janet's asking, what do you do with comfrey? We use it around our plants. We break the leaves off and lay them all around our plants. They put all the minerals back into the soil that the plant needs. I missed a couple of questions there. I know I did.
You'll have to repost if
I missed it, you'll have to repost them. Jim from the Nut House asked if we planted the San Marzano tomatoes. No, I have not. I have seen them, but I have not planted any of them yet.
Papa Truck said Columbia has a restaurant that serves rabbit. Can't remember the name. Oh, I don't know. I haven't been in Columbia. I mean, I go to visit family once, about 2 or 3 times a year, maybe. I'm not sure what restaurants are there now. I only know the restaurants that were there years ago. I'm not sure what all's there right now that would have served rabbit.
Let's see. Amanda says, what additional cold crops are y'all considering? You'll have to call me on that one, Amanda.
Yeah, we're just going to see. The summertime is going to be, according to what's going, we'll still be planting regular. But according to how the cool lasts longer,
how much longer this cold goes.
We're going to start with broccoli and things like that we don't usually get to grow very well.
Right.
So now we know if it's going to be kind of a little cooler, we're going to do broccoli, because we did not do broccoli this time because we thought it was going to be so hot. I thought it was going to
turn hot on me quick, because everything, my records showed things were coming in 3 weeks early, and then bam. I can't talk about it too much, but because I'll get into my porch time.
He has to be quiet till after porch time.
I have to be quiet till after porch time.
Yeah, we're going to start probably in the fall. If it seems like it's going to cool off, say September to October, we'll start with our cool weather crops like broccoli and that sort of thing that we know can grow. Right now, my lettuce is great. It's fixing to bolt because it's getting old enough, but I've been eating lettuce, and I have gobs of lettuce right now. So it's done really well, where last year by this time the bugs would have gotten it. It done bolted weeks ago and all that kind of stuff. So the lettuce has lasted, this is April.
April.
Yeah, and usually I wouldn't have lettuce this long.
Brenda, I've never grown strawberries from seeds, so I cannot help you there. I've always grown mine from plants. As a matter of fact, I've had the same plants for 26 years, so I'm not familiar with that. Charlotte, yes, we like collards. We just pulled all of our collards up because we had to make room in our Back to Eden garden.
Yeah, so collards will be another one we'll add more to.
Marshall said he's moving his citrus trees into half-wine barrels so they can move them indoors. I'm going to put them on pallets. John Hendrickson says he had a rabbit sandwich from the Columbia place that they're talking about.
Wow. So see, I didn't know, and I lived there, so I'm not sure what y'all were talking about. I have to ask my daughters.
You didn't go outside the house hardly. So.
And I didn't eat rabbit back then. Just saying.
Nancy Briggs says, do you plant Brussels sprouts? I love Brussels sprouts, but it's been too warm here over the past few years.
We tried last year.
We tried, but it's just been too warm. But now
we might get back to
we might be able to do it. Yes.
Yeah, and it's getting warm in here to me.
Danny, do you eat poke salad? No. I know what it is. I know how to fix it, but we don't. I usually keep it mowed down, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we keep it out. Do I make bone broth? Yes. With the rabbit and the chicken and the beef or anything that I have bones, I make, and turkey even. I make broth. I've been canning it. We have some in the cellar. And that's what I make my soup with. When I want to make soup, I use my broth and all my canned vegetables, and I can make soup in 15 minutes, where it takes most people hours to cook it on the stove. Mine's done. Just time I can boil it up.
Let's see here. Firefly Moon Pie says, is it too early to plant Danny corn? It depends on where you live at. If it's not going to frost anymore, it's not too early. But if it's going to frost, you need to wait.
Do we sell comfrey? No, not right now. When we get it broken up and we get more going, because we don't have enough now to just try to sell. Yeah,
Grizz. Yeah, you know, Grizz, you probably eat as many rabbits as anybody else has. Let's see here.
All right. Yeah, I can most all my bone broth, because we don't, even though we have one big freezer and 2 small freezers, it's still not enough room for me to put things in the freezer. Yeah. The only thing I keep in the freezer is extra meat, extra things that we hadn't canned yet, and that sort of thing, because we can't keep everything in the freezer. We would need another 2 or 3 freezers, so I can most everything I can.
Let's see here. Somebody's asking, where do I get comfrey from? We got ours from Old Alabama Gardener. You can go look his channel up. It might be that you can get some from him. Ours is not big enough to do it yet. Amanda says it's time to study up on northern gardening methods. What it's time to do, Amanda, is move south.
Don't tempt her. She'd be here tomorrow.
She would be here tomorrow if I told her I needed her to come. I know. And I could use her.
And that's so sweet.
It is sweet, yeah.
Oh, there's telling her to come to Canada.
No, you don't want to go further north.
Well, they're just wanting to tell her about gardening.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a
wonderful thing. Yeah, to learn from people up there. Now, that would be great.
And Janet would probably be a good teacher.
Yeah.
Hall said he needs his beauty sleep.
Well, I do too, and that's one thing I'm fixing to have to get off of here. Let's see, if you plant cover crops, you will need to get a cold weather seeds for that too. Yes, you will.
Moringa will grow in North Carolina if you put it in a pot and bring it in, or even if it's in the ground and you dig it up and bring it in. Because I did, JM at the Nut House is going to be doing videos. She started doing some on her moringa, but she's supposed to do one telling you how to trim it back and things like that, because I lost all of mine because I did not trim them back, I believe, and they got too big, and then they froze down into the roots when we had all that cold weather. So there is a way to do it and dig up some and bring them in.
I think I may be wrong about this, but Deep South Texas said a while ago they were already picking their green beans, the second picking on them.
Really?
Yeah. I think I saw that at the beginning of our program here, and I didn't even mention it.
John Hendrickson said he is dehydrating most of his produce. Now, we dehydrated some last year, and I'm wanting to do more. I dehydrated rose petals today, and so I use my dehydrator quite a bit, but I really like my canned goods because I don't have to rehydrate and all that kind of stuff. I just like being able to open something and it's ready to eat. I like MREs.
Yeah, S. Fairley says, Danny,
True
great
MREs.
year. Danny, this is a great year to start that pond. It would be if I had about $6,000. That pond would be in.
It'd be full of water.
It'd be full of water right now. Yes. Let's see.
Desert dog, 260 days till he retires.
Hey,
good for you.
Good deal. Then he goes to Oklahoma, he said. Gets out of that high desert. Okay, let's see here. Where are you from, Danny? I'm about 15 miles down the road here, born and raised.
In Wiggins, Mississippi.
Wiggins, Mississippi. Ms. Amanda says, I'm not a Yankee bone in my body. I think Chris was picking at her.
Yeah, what second pick?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see here. Deep South Texas says, yes, picking green beans and sweet corn has tassels and silk.
See, ours is barely up.
We ain't got no sweet corn up in our green beans.
Right. We didn't plant sweet corn.
Marshall said we just had to replant our snap beans. We done replanted ours twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Jackie said the ground is white from the snow in Missouri. Woohoo! That's something. Dehydrated strawberries make an amazing snack. No rehydrating required. Yes, things like that are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
BJ wants to know, what do I do with the rose petals? Last year I sold a lot of them. People would buy them. But I've been doing a lot of research on old cooking methods, and I've got a lot of cookbooks. What was it? Sinclair sent me a CD with a lot of old recipes on it. And believe me, rose water was one in almost everything. They used rose water a lot, and it's good for the stomach. So I'm going to see if I can find out exactly how they made rose water and how to use it in recipes.
Loretta says, what is the best tasting green bean to plant? I guess it's a preference for anybody, but we do contenders. I've had them for, gosh, 20-something years, I guess. My own seeds, that is. But we are trying the rattlesnake beans this year because the rattlesnake beans will actually grow longer into the summer. They're a pole bean, and I don't have to bend over to pick them. So that's one of the things that I take into consideration as I get older. And I love the taste of them. You can snap them just like a green bean if you pick them early enough.
Sharon said, what should I do about my cucumbers? They're only about an inch tall and full of blooms. Wow.
Whoa.
That's some good cucumbers. I don't know.
Well, it's either that or they've been too cold for too long, and the plants got stunted. Yeah.
Yeah. It's decided to go ahead and do its thing, even though it's not tall enough.
Yo, Rick says, fun trivia. How hot are the hot springs in Yellowstone National Park? They're probably
pretty hot.
They're probably 100 and something degrees, I would think.
Janet, I think it was distilled, and so I've got to figure that out. And I think the Lourie family said they had distilled a
rose
distiller.
Water, yeah.
So we're gonna see about that this summer and see how that works.
Let's see.
Do a rose water video when you get it all figured out. I plan on it. That's something that really just kind of blew my mind because I kept seeing that in all the recipes that they used rose water.
Yeah.
And when I got to, I've got a video I want to do on roses, and I've already gotten some of it trying to put it together, and it deals with the rose water, and I believe it is distilled. I just don't know how to distill anything, but Brian said they do have a distiller, so we may try that before long.
Okay. It is after 9 o'clock. We have got to
get off?
Got to get off of here.
Okay, so we have some people that we want to remember. Tim Beverly, he's usually in the chat, but I didn't see him tonight. He got home. He had a kidney removed this week, guys, and we want to keep him in prayer because he's having some test run to see if it's malignant or not. I got a message from Gail Ann about her daughter, and we want to keep them in prayer.
Yes.
Miss Kathleen and Dee, both
fighting cancer,
along with Nikki Stanley. And then Fred did not get his halo off, so we want to keep him in prayers. He's got 2 more weeks. Mike Pratt's mom. We want to keep Mike and Jenny in prayers, plus his mom and the whole family. And then my daughter's best friend, kind of like a daughter to me, she called me mom all her life, Bridget. Her mom is not doing well, and we want to keep her in prayers. And Danny's brother Rick. My
brother Rick just got out of the hospital. He's been in the hospital for a long time.
Yeah, he should still be in the hospital, I think. But
I think he should still be in there, but they have to let him go. The bean counters make you leave.
Yeah, and he'll probably be back in there before long. But he has an infection, and we just keep him in prayer.
Yeah.
And your dad.
And my dad.
The other brother.
My other brother for helping take care of him. Let's see. That was about it as far as.
I think I'm covered.
We're covered from here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, guys, we're fixing to have to pray. We're going to get off of here and see if we can't get some shut-eye tonight. This rain on this roof is about putting me to sleep sitting here.
And it's almost quit.
I know. About the time we get through with our live stream, it
so
quits.
We go to bed, it quits.
We go to bed, it quits. That's the way my luck runs.
But anyway. You couldn't hear it in the bedroom anyway.
Our bedroom's so quiet till you can't hear anything.
Yeah, this roof is metal, but our bedroom is shingles, so you don't hear anything in there.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and go to the Sheila said she was just about to ask about my dad. As far as I know, he's doing okay. And Anthony Thompson, yes, we do these every Saturday night at 8:30.
No, at 8.
8, I'm sorry.
Central Time.
8 Central Time.
Yeah.
And so you can watch for us every week.
And if you guys have questions, get them ready.
Well, if you have prayer requests, you can
and
go ahead and put them up. Because God sees all. I can't read all of them because it's just too many. But I will pray that that God looks down upon each and every one of you. So we're going to go ahead and go to the Lord in prayer. Father, we are so thankful that you've been good to us all today, Lord. There's been a lot of people in the path of this severe weather, including us, and we do pray that things went well today, Lord, for everybody, that nobody got damaged. And Father, we had some mild damage. We had some erosion issues we're going to have to deal with, but nothing that we can't handle. And Father, we're thankful that you was as good to us as you was. And we do pray for those that are still fixing to be in the path of these storms, that you will watch over them and take care of them, Lord. And Father, we sit here tonight and we think about the situation that our country's in. We have now, might as well be honest, we've gone to war without the permission of Congress once again, just like Vietnam. Lord, we've began to bomb Syria and stepped out, and the elite made the decisions, Father. So be with us as we try to steer ourselves in the right directions. We pray that you give our military leaders wisdom and our president wisdom to handle these situations, Lord. And Father, if this is the beginning of the end, then I pray that all will go well with everybody and that people will be as prepared as they possibly can. So, Father, I want to tell you how much I love and appreciate you. And, Lord, we have many prayer requests that went up here tonight with cancer and sicknesses. And, Lord, some that just are paralyzed, some that have all types of other issues, Lord. Mike and Jenny's mom, or Mike's mom, Lord, and Jenny, her problems, and Lord, Dee and Kathleen, and Lord, Tim Beverly, all these that we mentioned here, and then all the ones that the subs is going to put up, Lord. All of those that may have financial issues, maybe some have marital issues. Lord, we just want to remember each and every one of them, Father. And I want to ask that you answer the prayers that they have, Father. Maybe they don't get to pray as often as they need. Maybe they have things in their life right now that's holding them back. Well, I pray that they can find that time to spend it with you, Father, and ask for your help and your guidance. And Lord, the Bible says the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So, Lord, we're going to step in and we're going to try to pray on their behalf and ask that you answer their individual prayers in a way that will best glorify you and your kingdom now. And Father, we do think about all those that can't plant their gardens right now because it's too cold. I pray that you'll help them to decide the best way for them to garden should this solar minimum keep taking place, and keep protecting everybody's land and their food. And Father, should food become scarce like they're saying it will, then Father, I just pray that you'll make a way for each and every one of us as your children now. Help us to all rest safely tonight and be able to rise tomorrow and go about our daily routines now. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
Amen. Guys, it's just gotten real. Homesteading has just gotten real.
Yep.
You got to can what you can, dehydrate, buy up extra, do what you got to do to survive. Homesteading just got real.
It just got real, guys, because I'm telling you something. Everything that's going on across the water tonight after Israel started bombing the Iranian base in Syria, it could just simply be the beginning of the end. And we do know that Damascus is mentioned in the Bible and that it is eradicated. It no longer exists.
And if that happens,
it could be the beginning of the time clock for prophetic events again.
So watch that area, what's going on, and don't just, keep your head buried in the sand and pay attention. But if you can afford to buy a little bit of extra and keep putting it up, that's what you need to do. We're here to encourage to garden as much as possible, but if things are changing with the weather and you can't garden, find other ways to do it.
Find other ways to do it. Guys, just
so
just like Wanda said, look, take time to store up some things.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you,
Even if you don't need it, if nothing happens over the next year or two, if you don't need it, you still have food that you can eat at some point in time. It's just a wise thing to do. In case the trucks don't run, in case the shelves are empty, in case there's nothing for you to buy, even for a week. If you have something stored up and things don't run for a week, you won't go hungry. So please, please, please take heed and just spend that little bit of money that you would have bought a latte or a cappuccino or went to the movies or whatever. Save that money, buy you some food, and store it up.
So many people this past week said that I was a fearmonger. We got messages of all kinds of things about why we're trying to scare everybody to death. Guys, we're not trying to scare anybody.
No.
That's the one thing we're not doing. What we're trying to do is we're trying to wake people up and make people realize that you cannot depend on the government to take care of you. You must take care of yourself. You must take care of your family. If you have neighbors that are good people and you don't want to see them starve, hey, start helping to prepare them. Start helping to prepare your neighborhoods. That's what we're doing here. We're actually beginning to create a neighborhood of people here, a community that will help take care of one another in the event that something happens.
Yes. Build community.
Build community. And that's what we're all about, is building community. We are not trying to spread fear to anyone. All we're trying to do is to tell you what we see going on, what the Bible says, and what we believe
hoping you make the connections.
Yeah, hoping you put the dots together and make wise decisions, God.
Yeah, and that's all we want is for you guys to make your own decisions, not doing anything because we tell you.
No, don't do it because I tell you to. Do your own research.
Yeah, pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention.
Watch the news. Watch the weather. Watch your area, what's going on, because things like Danny and I are here all the time. We do not see things that even happen in our town.
Yeah.
Much less in the world. The only news we get is via internet 99% of the time.
But we have certain places on the internet we do go to look.
And I think Danny may need to do a video shortly on listing some of those for them to do their own research.
I may have to.
Maybe I'll get him to write all this stuff down and get him to do a video telling you guys some places for you to check out, to keep an eye out for weather, for news that you can trust, and things like that, and how to just kind of do a little bit of a search for themselves.
Yeah. Those, and Tammy's right, for those who have ears to hear. That's in Revelations. You'll see that all through the book of Revelations. To him who hath an ear, let him hear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's God says, I'm talking to you. Listen to what I'm telling you. So, guys, I'm not saying I'm God, and I'm not saying I'm a prophet, but I'm telling you what I see. I'm telling you what God lays on my heart, and it's like it's within me, and it wants to get out, and I can't be happy until I do say something.
Yeah, and like Rick says, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail.
That is exactly right.
And that is true. We have so many people that tell us, God will take care of us. You don't have to worry about this. God will take care of you. Well, God meant for you to go out and garden or go buy food or do something. If you sit there and say, God, send me food, how much are you going to get to eat?
Yeah, you have to, God expects you to put foot to the ground.
You got to do some work yourself. God didn't say he would put food in your lap. He said you have to work for it. From the beginning in the garden, he said, you will till the ground. You will work for your food. The government's not going to be there handing out food forever.
Rick said it's not food that's in short supply right now, it's brains. And I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Everybody's been brainwashed.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I said I got to get off of here, and I do, because my eyes are starting to get kind of funny feeling.
But prepare, guys.
Prepare. Keep your eyes. Look, I will tell you this. I can't help it. It's within my heart. I have to say these things.
Just in case the internet don't work.
Just in case the internet stops tonight. Okay? Well, if it did, then it won't be no good. But I was going to tell them to check out the Jerusalem Post. Watch the Jerusalem Post, guys. Everything that happens in the world right now hinges on Israel. Israel is God's people. He made a promise to Abraham, and then I'll get off here. He told Abraham, I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you.
And
am
we saw some people in a chat today basically cursing
Israel because they're saying, oh my God, Israel is just this, Israel's that, Israel's this.
And please don't be guilty of that.
Don't be guilty of that, because God said, I will bless them that bless you, and I will curse them that curse you. If you want blessings in your life, then you better be looking to bless Israel.
Yes.
The Bible says every day to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And my friend, that's what you should be doing, is praying for the peace of Jerusalem, because when the Bible says, when they cry, peace, peace, beware, because then sudden destruction is fixing to come. And when sudden destruction comes, it's talking about the ushering in of the tribulation period. And guys, we're getting ready to go home after that.
Okay.
All right.
They just had church.
I'm sorry. Good. I just get wound up and I can't stop.
But that's the gist of it. Please don't be guilty of downing Israel.
Yes.
Because that is God's people. You do want, I mean, right or wrong, is Israel, they're protecting themselves.
They're protecting themselves.
You know.
Because they know that Iran, if they get the chance, is going to come after them.
And if you want to get ugly, we just bombed Syria. You know, that to me is not, I don't agree with Syria. But also, if you're going to down Israel for what they're doing, you're going to have to down us for what we're doing. It's like one calling each other names when not everybody's doing the same thing to me. So, you know.
I've got a lot of beliefs about a lot of things, but I'm not, you know, the thing about it is this. I believe America is Mystery Babylon at this point, unless God shows me different. I will believe that we are, because in Jeremiah it says that Babylon is the hammer of the world. We go around, we police the world, and I can't help but believe that we're Mystery Babylon here. The only thing I hate is in Revelations it says that the Mystery Babylon will burn in 1 hour. And I have to say this too.
Okay, y'all getting all God's children. Porch time, Saturday night.
A long time back. Okay, a long time back, before we ever started YouTube or anything like that, God gave me a vision about what was going to happen to America. And I tried preaching it to the people. I tried preaching it in churches. Nobody wanted to hear it. Nobody wanted to listen to it. And then I ran across a man on YouTube called Dmitry Duduman. Dmitry Duduman is a guy... Duduman. From the Soviet Union.
Something like that.
He has the most fantastic testimony I've ever heard, but he tells about what God showed him that it was going to happen to America. And guys, it's the exact same vision that I had. So if you want to see what vision I had, go watch Dmitry Duduman, and on YouTube, go back and watch all his videos. He will tell you what he went through. He will tell you how he came to America. He will tell you what is going to happen to America. And when you see what he says, then you will see the vision that God gave me. So, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm going to put my finger on the button.
You have to stop me.
Yes.
You have to stop me.
We're good.
Oh, we're going to have to stop here because I got to go to bed.
And he's got to have porch time, and he's got to have all God's children.
I got to have porch time. I got to have all God's children.
I know he's kind of not got into all God's children, but when God gives it, he's got something on his heart. So hopefully soon, he'll have another one up. Yeah. You guys have a great night. Stay safe. Dmitry, that I'm not sure if that's the.
I think that's right.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's Dudeman or Dudeman.
But when you type it in Google search,
he's an elderly gentleman who speaks Russian, and he has an interpreter. You'll know you're at the channel when you get there.
You'll know it's about American prophecy. I think, and it's D-I-M, I believe. It starts with, it has an I in it.
Dean says Dutraman?
No, it's more like what the other one put up, but it's type in D-I-M, Dmitry, and I think it has an I on the end. Yeah. And it's either D-U-D-E-M-A-N or Dudeman. It may have an A in it. I'm not sure.
I haven't looked at him in, 6 months maybe? Yeah. No, we looked at him here a while just the other day.
Yeah, we pulled it back up, but I don't remember the spelling.
But I watched all his stuff. Anyway, I got to get off here, guys.
Type in American Prophecy and it'll pop
American
up.
Prophecy, Dimitri Duman. It'll bring him up, I promise you.
All right, guys. Y'all be safe. And
there's seating says Dudeman Prophecies. Yes.
So, I'm not sure. Something similar.
Good night, Amanda. Good night, Delane. Good night, Sheila. Thank y'all, moderators, for being here for us tonight. We love y'all. Linda has it right.
Yeah, maybe it has an I on the end. I know it's got an I in it. I just remember that.
Linda has it right. So, guys, y'all go watch that channel. Watch what he's doing, and it will show you the vision God gave me many years ago.
Good night, and it just got real, guys.
It just got real.
Did it go off?
Yeah.